Hey everyone, how are you doing? It's the second day of the World Indoor Championships evening session. Early morning for me. I was up trying to catch some of these things, getting a little warm beverage as well. Hopefully everything's going well on your end. Uh Thank you for joining me for this watch along. Interestingly, we just had the final of the women's 3,000 meters there. I'll put that up on screen. On my screen now, they're introducing the athletes for the men's 3,000 meters, which will start half of the double that Jakob Ingebrigtsen is hoping to complete at these championships. Uh, you wouldn't put it past him for sure. And yeah, just quickly, the results from the women's 3,000 meters here. I'll be honest with you, it wasn't a shocker to see Freewenny Halo winning. Uh, it did a fantastic job there to win. Interesting style if you know how she runs, kind of stay in the back. Jessica Hall was running the pace mostly. And so Halo wins in 8:37:21 quite comfortably. And Hall was in the mix, I thought, to probably pick up a silver medal. And then Shelby Julian, who we all know her story coming back from a anti-doping violation, picks up a silver medal there in 8:38:26, which puts her right back in the medal hunt after the violation, which I'm sure there are mixed feelings about that for sure. But on the track right now, I'm just seeing Jakob Ingebrigtsen. I could touch on a few things. And thank you everybody for jumping in. Hey Michelle, how are you doing? Hopefully you are watching and engaging these championships. Pole vault in progress as well. This 3,000 meters just went on, but let me get a standing in the pole vault right now. Corrales over 580. Mondo, I think he skipped at 580. Yeah, he did go over 570. So Kendrick's still around there, Vloon, and obviously Duplantis. I think he'll probably jump at 590 now, I suspect, because a bunch of guys have already gone over 580. I think Corrales in particular is probably going to give him the most competition consistently over 6 meters this year for the Greek. I'm just seeing Sam Kendricks here on his 580 attempt. Yeah, so they're just showing it on screen here. So Kendricks looks good. I anticipate him to be in the medal hunt as well. We've lost Thierry, obviously, from France. I saw that earlier today, which is no clearance. Women's triple jump also in progress as well, so we can do a quick standing there. Already, Paris Hernandez with a 14:93, which is a massive world lead. I can't see her not winning this medal right now. The Olympic champion Thea Lafond is here, but hasn't competed all season, and so not quite sure what to get her. Season best already is like 13:85. Our second attempt is nothing to really measure. 11:84. But Povier is there too, the Cuban. In the mix before at major championships. Campari as well from Spain. Long list of jumpers there. So, but like the men's triple jump yesterday, this seems as if that's gonna be the jump of the competition. And so they're in the mix here for the men's 3,000 meters. I'll get back to that in a second. Early as well in the morning session, as many of you may have seen, and thank you everybody for coming in. Watch along as usual. Get your thoughts in on what you think is going on. We did have the final of the women's pole vault, and the French athlete Bonin won a national record for them, 4 meters 75. Sutesh and Angela Mozart also going at 470, along with Molly Caudry as well. But Caudry out of the medals based on comeback. So those are your medalists there from this morning. I was trying to follow that. I was supposed to come live for the morning session last night, but it was just like a struggle fest for me. uh, a bit tired, but yeah. So after this 3,000 meters, we're gonna get some semifinals for the men's 60-meter hurdles. I did see some of that last night as well. You're asking a tough question here. Who's winning the women's 60-meter? I like what I saw from Dasso. I don't know. That's a very good question that you're asking. Like the men, I felt like things are a bit wide open, right? It's yeah, the semifinals are tough in terms of the competition that's on show. I always think that you can never count out the likes of a Munjinga Kambunji, but the Italian Dasso looks smooth. She has a 701 this season as well, so no slouch there. But it's interesting, right? Van der Verken had some good runs this season, but can she deliver when it matters here? It's possible. We'll have to see. But Kambunji too, they're running well at European Championships, even when she's not at when you think are very, very best. Also has a 702 this season. So, barely losing there to Dasso, I think, in that European Championship. So you have to think that they're capable of getting into the mix. And yeah, Eva Svoboda isn't running as well as you would normally expect. So I'm not quite sure there, but I guess I'm thinking it's gonna be either between Dasso or Munjinga Kambunji, but you let me know your thoughts on it. Yeah. What's going on? I'm not quite sure you can get that winner's mindset. You may have to get another stream here, or I don't know where you're located. If you're in the States, you can watch it on Peacock, and I think World Athletics has a feed, but it's restricted to some zones depending on if there is a provider um, with television rights in your region. Perhaps a VPN might be able to get you around it. Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting. I don't know if there's going to be another surprise. Right now, I'm just taking a look at the men's. They're about 2,000, almost 2,000 and something meters, about 4 meters, 4 laps left to go on the men's uh, 3,000 meters. And I'm trying to see where Jakob is. Ingebrigtsen's somewhere I'm not seeing him. Where is he? Oh yeah, he's in like lane 2 there, bunched up with a bunch of guys there. And but I anticipate he's looking now. He's motoring. He's moving up to about fifth position. I think Ingebrigtsen's gonna take over in a matter of second. And I think mindset is saying So I guess you're saying Van der Verken is gonna win. I mean, she's had a fairly good season as well. So I I don't think that's a bad call either, to be honest with you. Yeah, but we'll have to wait to see. It should be a good race. Argar is pushing it. Here is Inga Britson starting to make his move on Aragari here. And so his final lap there. And Aragari just did a good tactical move there to push away Jakob Inga Britson, and he's moving. But Inga Britson is right on his back there, but I don't know what he's doing. And Jakob does Jakob has it? Yeah, Jakob is gonna pass him now. He's gonna take a check and look at him, and Jakob Ingebrigtsen completes half of the double. 7:46.09 is the flash time I'm seeing here. Season best time for Aragawi at 7:46.25, and I think that was Robinson from Australia getting the ahead of Gilman there. But Jakob comfortable. Someone asked me last night if you think Jakob could lose this 3,000, and I don't. I usually think the longer the distance, I think Jakob is okay with it. You know, especially if we think he has some kind of race tactical weakness. But it's really hard to say that given his caliber, the caliber athlete here. But he did lose a few 1,500 meters in the last couple years. So, but Argar took it to him there. Yeah, let me see if I can get those results up in the. So, oh, that's women's. We just showed it a while ago. Men's. All right, yeah, here you go. Season best also for Jakob there at 7:46.09 ahead of the Ethiopian Aragawi, and Robinson from Australia 7:47.09 ahead of Gilman and Jacobs from the United States. That's some good stuff there. Yeah, just looking again, yeah, Jakob checked. And I like how Jakob ran this. I was a bit nervous at first when Aragar was pushing it, and I guess if they really wanted to put pressure on Inga Britson, they had to take the pace out a bit more. I wasn't following the pacing as diligently as I should because I was just covering additional results here. But he did enough, and I don't think you're going to outsprint him in a 3,000 meters there. And Ingebrigtsen there, one of the world stars showing up at the indoor championships here, picking up medals. All right. I'm going to do a checkup on some other results. And I mean, if you're a massive sports fan in all sort of sports, you may have seen the reports late last night, or depending on where you are, that the former heavyweight boxer George Foreman passed away at the age of 76. So condolences to him and his family. You know, some of those great fights. If you were a boxing fan, I'm not so much of a boxing fan anymore, but when I was younger, I did like some boxing. And yeah, George Foreman, I remember that came out of retirement when he was like 45 and fought. Was it Michael Moore? I can't remember, and knocked him out or something like that. Here, my memory is a little bit inconsistent, but definitely condolences to him. Had a really successful advertising career to the George Foreman Grill. And so this is Gottmorsen here failing at 580 on his third attempt there in the pole vault. So let's just do a quick checkup on that to see where we are. So we're getting down to the business end of the men's pole vault. Oh yeah. Marshall there getting over 580 on his third attempt, so he's still in the mix. Mondo also deciding to pass. Oh, Mondo. I think they're just showing some 580s here, so these are replays here that we didn't get to see. So I'm just now seeing the jump from the athlete from Turkey, Sasma. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys, I think. Is it? One, two. Yeah. So Mondo is now moving through. Okay. Mondo won over at 590 on first time attempt. Looking really good there. So the plant is back in the lead now. So I suspect he's just gonna wait to see if he can win this. And so coming up next, we're gonna get men's 60-meter hurdles. I mean, this morning looked decent. I thought Grant Holloway looked good. But Lycian had to work hard. He was hitting a lot of hurdles today. But I think this is, you can go against us. First time here for 594 Corrales too. So I like what I'm seeing here. That's good there from Corrales. So 2 men over 590 as we speak. Yeah, back to the 60-meter hurdles there. Guys are on a track right now. And that should be good. I like what I saw from a few athletes this morning in the morning session. So you got 3 semifinals and the 2 automatic qualifiers, and then the 2 fastest times will advance to the final, which is the final track event. Well, the penultimate track event of the evening session. Just looking at Sam Kendricks here to see if he can make a move here. So Kendrick's trying to attempt 590, and he does clear 590 as well. This is good competition right now. I like it. I want to see it. Well, they're not showing the clearance again. Let me get his starting lineup for the first. So that's the starting lineup for the first. I'm getting a shot here of Szymanski. He could do some damage. But no one bets against Grant Holloway. It's been a decade now since he's lost over 60 meters. I think I always say he's the greatest. Well, he's probably going to go down as the greatest sprint hurdler. He's added the Olympic title last year, multiple world titles now, very close, came close to the world record some years ago. He's a special athlete, Grant Holloway, and he's showing up here. All right. I'm seeing Prince here from Jamaica, Abakar from Qatar. And then the Turkish athlete Sevla here. So first 2 get through. I would be surprised if Szymanski doesn't get through automatically. I think Murray also from the United States should be a good shot too. Set position right now. So really good start there from Murray. And also Szymanski is also taking. Murray's gone. And so it's gonna be something happened to Szymanski there. Whew. He had a stumble there at the last end, and I think Prince got the automatic qualification from Jamaica ahead of Quinn from China, and Szymanski's on the bubble. Something happened to him. So the Mario Prince from Jamaica is into the final of the alongside Quinn into the final. Szymanski's in third position at 763, so he'll have to wait a bit. I need to see this replay. I'm not quite sure what happened to him. He looked like he was gonna win comfortably. Wow. Something happened also to Murray early, but it was hard for me to kind of pick that up. Yeah, it's clear that his injury isn't working. So Murray, by the time he got to hurdle 2, he's done. Szymanski was leading. Oh, he kind of stumbled. I don't know if he was gonna fall and he had to recover from it. Let's see it from the front on. He didn't hit that hurdle, and he hit the last hurdle. Yeah, and he was going over into the lane of the other athlete. He did enter the lane of the other athlete. So yeah, it was the yeah. Yeah, it's he clattered in the hurdle, the last hurdle, and he had to break his fall, enter into the other lane there. I suspect. I mean, you can enter the lane as long as you don't impede the other athlete, but that's the question whether the athlete there, I think is the Qatar, the athlete from Qatar, he may file a protest here. But Szymanski now has to wait to see if he's one of the two fastest time. Campori here going down the triple jump stretch. It's good, looks good. That looks like another 14 and change jump somewhere there. All right, so one semifinal out of the way. Starting lineup for the second of 3. Get a shot here of Speaking about that, let me take a check on where we are in the heptathlon. Here going to do a high jump right now. Let's see. Clearing. Is that 195? Yeah. So far in the combined points, is in the lead, but I think Storkham hasn't jumped yet, so we'll see. Yeah, he hasn't. Yeah, he'll probably go right back to the top. All right, back to the 60-meter hurdles here. So I shot there Simonelli there, the Italian athlete. He could do some damage, but not really running anything super fast this season yet. Pascal Lagarde there as well. Shot up the Portuguese athlete. What's his name? Laraginga, yeah. So Martino Lagarde, been around for a while. I think he had an injury last year, did he? Right. The Brazilians are sending a good contingent for indoors. They're in a number of events. I like what I'm seeing when I'm seeing that. Excuse me. So Obasui, then Lou from the home team, Anton from Romania, and Nishi from Japan. First two will go through. Wonder if Martino Lagarde can do something. But I suspect Simonelli might try to get into the mix as well. Clean start here. Simonelli is out. Lou from China is doing a good job. The Chinese athlete is going to win this ahead of Simonelli. 7:52 for Lou. So 7:51 is the confirmed time. 7:55 for Simonelli, and I think Abasu 7. So Obasui at 7:61 is now in the first position for the fastest times to qualify. So Szymanski has to wait. Well, both of them still have to wait on the third and final heat. Let's see. What's up, everyone? Yeah, so a good run there from Lou. He got out, he attacked the first hurdle, and he looks like he was hurdling very clean. Let's see it from the front on here. Yeah, he did kind of clip, but nothing problematic there for Lou. He hit, the penultimate one. He hit a few, but nothing that created any problem. And similarly, there in for second with the Italian flag kinesia tape on his knee and also his left calf region, it seems like. Of course, the Chinese are no strangers to high class hurdling, sprint hurdling. Former world record holder, obviously, Olympic champion from many years ago, world champion. So this is Corrales here in the pole vault. Making his attempt at 595 here. Let's see if he can make it on the first attempt. And he does. Corrales, first time attempt at 595. So the competition is nice. Hasn't missed yet. And I like it. I keep saying, not to belabor the point, but I do really like when the pole vault has to get to a stage where you get multiple athletes consistently over 6 meters. No one will ever challenge Mondo because he's just ridiculously good. But if you can get athletes in the 6 meter range, then the competition gets tighter. And if Mondo is not on his game, then it's possible that you could do something. So Kendrick's gonna try at 595. He went over 590, but I think he brushed the bar at 590. So we have to wait and see. So Kendricks comes down. He gets up. Oh, and he doesn't. He hits that at 595. So first failure of the night for Sam Kendricks, the American. But I think he can get over this, though. I have to see it again. It looks like he took it off with the, let's see, with his leg. So lower leg, it looked like. Let's see. He hit it with the, yeah, he hit it with the knee. Then he came over and hit it again with the chest. He may have to, I don't know, maybe slight adjustment. I don't think he's going to get a stiffer pole yet. Anyway, so that's where we are in the pole vault. I can bring those results up just for clarity here. So right now, Corrales is in the lead. Mondo in second, but he passed at 595. So I suspect he'll just go at 6 meters next. And Kendrick's already failing on his first attempt. And Marshall also failed, and Vloon. They're now showing the Marshall thing on screen. So, yeah. And then we get back to the 60 meters. Heat 3 is coming up for the hurdles. Let's see. I think also Marshall could potentially clear this too. He hit it off with the knee, but it's a possibility too. So Kennedy, Diawara, Pereira, Holloway, Campbell, Bolisian, Kiljan, and Bandara. Those are the athletes that will contest the third semifinal of the men's 60-meter hurdles here at these World Championships. And the heats this morning, I thought Bolisian was hitting too many. So I'm hoping to see if he'll come out with something more of a cleaner hurdling here. But if he gets it right, he could be in the mix. Campbell too, straight off of that NCAA run, I think. So you can't count him out too. He has a 7.49 this season. So this could be the fastest of the heats. At least you want it to be if you are either Campbell or Bolisian, to make sure that if you don't finish in the top two, you might be able to get through on times. Because the anticipation is that Grant Holloway will win this comfortably. Also, Sasma also crashing out at 595. Yeah, well, he has another attempt, but I don't think he's gonna clear that. All right. All right, pair they're getting introduced. The man to beat Grant Holloway. Or the man you can't beat. Maybe that's a better way of thinking about it. Campbell from Jamaica there. Bandar there, the final athlete in lane 8 from Sri Lanka. It's good to see representatives from all over the world. I mean, the Sri Lankans have a history of track and field, obviously. But countries like those with bigger populations, you want them to have larger contingents. But the culture has to be right too in terms of developing athletes. You know, places like India, they're doing a much better job now, but by sheer population, if they can integrate the sport better, you should be getting a lot more athletes. Holloway last to rise, but a good start for Holloway there. Oh, and we lost Bandara, and Holloway's going to win this comfortably. And Balisian, and I think it might be the Jamaican Campbell ahead of Pereira, but we have to wait for confirmation. It is Campbell. So it's 7:48 for Holloway. Balisian waiting on the time to populate. I think Holloway isn't happy with that run. Let's see if the results are up. So 7:51 for Balasian and 7:61 for Campbell. So Campbell will make it, I think. Yeah. Yeah, so Szymanski's gone. So it's unfortunate for the athlete there. Was leading in his heat, then had an incident over the final hurdle, try to keep his balance, but that wasn't good enough. 7:63 is not good enough to make the final. So I think all three of these athletes will make it to the final from this heat. Holloway, Balasian, and Campbell from Jamaica. Let's see if the summary is available. Well, actually, I'm wrong on this. Oh no, actually, I'm not wrong. Let's see. So yeah, so it's gonna be 7:61 from Abasui and 7:61 from Campbell from Jamaica. So those three athletes will make it. Those two athletes will make it to, along with the 6 automatic qualifiers. So that final is coming up around less than an hour, I guess. Yeah. I'm looking at this again. Holloway is clear. Yeah, Holloway didn't hit any of these hurdles. maybe he wasn't as quick across them as he may have liked, but he looked comfortable from a quick eye test. Let's get back to the pole vault really quickly, see where we are here. So Kendrick's, I think he failed twice at 595. I'm now about to see this jump. I think they just switched to it. But it's still Coriolis at 595. Duplantis passed at this mark. So we're getting down to the business end here. Yeah. He has to try it again on his third time. Let's get a quick check on the triple jump. Yeah. At this stage, Perez Hernandez should stop jumping. Yeah. 1493. Povea from Cuba, 1457. Campor, 1429. So the next thing on the track would be women 60 meters. That's going to be key. That should be good. Then we'll have two finals of the 400 meters. That should be cracking as well. Ooh, Marshall almost cleared this 595, but he knocked it off. So he's done. He got up there and he hit it off with, just the upper thigh. Yeah, so just seeing some pole vault here. Let's see if he can clear this. I don't think he can. Sasma here. He needs to clear 595 now. And unless he's out, he can't even get up there. So he's gone as well. So as it stands, Corrales has cleared 595. Mondo passed. And Kendricks has one more attempt here. Or did he pass to go to 6 meters? We'll see. But anyway, the 60-meter hurdles for women are on track. So Ahi from Trinidad and Tobago, place I have a lot of time for, go every year. Henriksen from Sweden. And then one of the race favorites for me, Dosso. Hunt from Great Britain. $709 at Herbes. Antigua with a representative from in the form of Joanna Lloyd. That's good to see. Liang from China, Morrison from Jamaica, and Rutherford from Barbados. From Bahamas. Sorry, what am I saying here? Let's see what we get here. Again, two automatic qualifiers and the two fastest times. It's a really good start from Dasso. Also, the Chinese athlete Liang too. So I think it's Dasso ahead of Liang and Morrison and Hunt, or is it Hunt ahead of Liang? I'm not quite sure. 7:07. I think Hunt makes it. Yeah, Hunt ahead of Liang, and so those two will automatically go through. All right, so 7:07, 7:15, and the bubble times now are 7:17 and 7:25 from Liang with a PB and Morrison, and not Morrison and Lloyd. I don't think those times are going to be good enough to get through. We'll wait to see. At least 7:25, I can't see that making it through, but you never know. So Dasso, one of the pre-gold medal favorites here, one of them, and looking really good. Good technical sprinting there at the end, arm moving well, relaxed face, not doing much, just mostly form here, looking straight ahead, comfortable. And Hunt seems ecstatic to make it through. Yeah, I like what I see here. Big Mondo on the. Sorry, thanks. Thanks for reminding me about that, JJ. Yeah. Well, I guess it's the first heat of the semifinal. I guess it depends on how they like the technical term, but I get what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah. So Mondo is gonna attempt 6 meters right now. If he gets over this, I think the gold medal is ready. One-time clearance for Mondo Duplantis. So he goes straight to the lead now, and Corrales has to respond. There's so much height over this. So you have Corrales and Kendricks remaining in this pole vault competition. Yeah, I know what you're saying. It's like, we always just think about heats as the opening round, but you know how they do it now again. Nowadays, they're like, they'll say first round and they'll run the heats for them, or yeah, it's semantics. Hi, Chantal. Hopefully you're doing well. All right, so semifinal number 2 on track. So the Greek athlete Emanoloidou, I think, if that's how it's pronounced. Tori Lewis from Australia, capable, but I'm not sure if she's gonna challenge Munjinga Kambunji, high quality athlete here. Can't counter out former champion there, I think in Belgrade a couple of years ago. New Zealand's Zoe Hobbs, also one of those athletes that can go well. But Van der Verken having a really good season too. The woman from Luxembourg, I think she's in the mix here too. Niles from Barbados, I think she has a lot of talent too, but will need to run probably much quicker than our personal best to make it. And Takas there from Hungary, also a 709 athlete, so could be in the mix. And the Canadian McCreath 726. I would need a massive PB to even trouble any of these athletes here. But this is a good heat. Van der Verken, Kombunji, Takas could do something as well. Let's see what we get here. First two, I think the bubble times right now are what, 7:15 and 7:25. I'll have to check again. Or 7:17, or I think, yeah. So good start there by Munjinga Kambunji too. But also Hobbs is in the mix. And it's going to be Hobbs and Van der Verken. So it might be Van der Verken, then Hobbs. This can be right, though. They're giving it to Kambunji, but it doesn't look... No, it's now given to Van der Verken, 7:12. Huh. We got to wait for these times. Certainly a photo finish for sure. I don't know if the results are up yet. Let's see. Yeah, so actually, it's given the same time, 7:12 for Van der Verken, 7:12 for Kambunji. So that's thousands of a seconds difference here. So, and they haven't given us the rest yet. So clearly, Van der Verken and Kambunji will go through. The question is, what are the times for the other places? Lewis was right there too. Not Lewis, sorry. Hobbs was right there as well. Let's see what we get. That was really a really blanket finish there at the end. Some photo finish work going on at the finest, I imagine. So So Mondo is back again. He's gonna attempt 605 right now. And he's done it. 605. And Armand Duplantis is just too good. Just too good. So Hobbs has been given a 712 as well. And so the separation is 1,000 of a second between. Look at that. All 712, 712, 712. So Hobbs might be making it through depending on what we get in the final, the third semifinal. Seven twelve, 712. And the separation between Kombunji and Hobbs, impossible to see. In fact, it's impossible to see all of these anyway. We might think we can see the separation from Van der Werken to Hobbs, but it's impossible. So Corrales now has to go at 605. He passed at 6 meters. So let's see if he can do this. This is going to be a big step for him here. Let's see. It would be good if he could clear 605. This would prolong competition. Can he do it? And he does! Corrales PBs at 605 on his first attempt. Passed at 6 meters. We are seeing some good competition here at the World Indoor Championships. That was a spectacular clearance there. Look at that. All the way up. Ooh, and he still has some more to give. Let's see. Very good. He had to get his arms out of the way. That's lovely, lovely jumping there from Corrales. This is his personal best, 6 meters 5. Whatever he's doing, it's working. He's now fundamentally part of the 6 meter club. That's a position there that high class jumping clearance there in the pole vault. And Mondo, he's smiling a little bit, but he's like, come on now. But that's good. I don't know where he'll take it. I suspect Mondo could just go to 610, but that might not be a good idea. Maybe go 6, I think, yeah. Yeah, maybe go 610 and just destroy it there. But I do like what I see there. No, yeah, you're right, JJ. That happened as well. So we have final, semifinal on track here, and this should be good as well. The Freitas there from the British Virgin Islands, PBS 726. Probably need a lot more than that. Leduc from Canada, 720. Eva Sabota at her best can get you a sub 7. Not quite sure she's in that kind of shape this season, but you never know. And Briscoe from the United States, Williams from Jamaica ran well this morning, and Smith Barnett 714, and Frey from Switzerland. Oh, I did miss one. Rossius there. Sorry, I was just reading from this and I missed that she's on the screen. And Smith Barnett. Well, the librarian outfit is quite interesting. I'm not the one to comment on fashion, but it is interesting, especially for sprinter. I find that outfit is quite interesting there. But who knows? Can Williams from Jamaica make it into this? Need a big run from her. Briscoe, you never know. She could, she's always in the mix. And Sabota finds a way most of the time, especially over 60 meters. It's a clean start here. Very good start from Sabota. Briscoe there. Ooh, and it's Sabota and I think it's Rosus. Oops. So Eva Sabota takes this. 7-11. And Rosu 7:15, Briscoe 7:19. So it's only the first two from this heat that will make it through. Williams in fourth, it seems like. Let me see if they have the results up yet. Right. So it's 7-11 from Sabota, 7:15 from the athlete from Belgium, and Briscoe 7:19, Williams 7:22, Leduc 7:22. I mean, they're giant. Basically, there's no separation here because it's 2:14, 2:14. So there should be giant here, and Fry 7:24, Smith Barnett 7:29, and De Freitas 7:38. Mondo at 6:10 right now. Oh, and he knocks it off at 6:10. Mondo Duplantis on his first attempt. JJ's like, hello, they always got a half naked uniform. It's one thing to be half naked on the track, but it's the one like there's no support. I mean, I don't know. I'm not an expert on any of that stuff, but it strikes me like were things to go awry midway through sprinting, that looks like it can either go down or something like that. But I guess not. So the finalists for that will come up in a second. I think it's official already. Let's see if it is. So we're gonna get some 400-meter finals coming up. Let's just look at the lineup for the 60-meter hurdles from men. Let's see the lane structure here. So Holloway's in 6, and you have Balisian and Prince there in occupying those lanes. I don't know if I think this might be too much for Corrales, but let's see. Oh, I thought he was gonna do it, but not yeah. 6:10. I think this guy can go 6:10 at some point. At some point, I think he can do it. Not right now, but He almost looked like, at least from one angle, he looked like he could do this. So when we see it from the other angle, he may not have enough there. They've switched now to Tia Lafond, first competition of the year. Looks like she was struggling down the border. Ooh. That doesn't look like she's better than our best jump. 14:01 is our best so far. Oh, actually, it is 14:18. Yeah. Yeah, that won't make, she won't get on the podium with that. But for our first outing of the year, I didn't even realize that Tia Lafon was coming to these championships until I looked at the roster. So that kind of level, yeah. Yeah. Another replay here of the semifinal. No lift there from Williams from Jamaica now that I'm looking at it. Okay. All right. So the next thing on the track will be we got to wait a little bit. Do we? No. Not so much. We have about 6 minutes or so. What's the predictions for these women 400 meters here? You got Effion, Swati Ursatek, Veal, Holmes, Henrietta Jaga, and Amber Annin. Where are these medals going? Alexis Holmes looked really good. You can't count. I think Amber Annin is special too. And Jaga has been having a really good year as well. I think the medals come down to those three women. This might be an unpopular opinion, but track and field needs to get away from these pin. Ooh, no, not good enough for Campori there. Yeah, they need to get rid of these bib pins. Come on. So another camera switch again to the men's pole vault, and Mondo is going to make a second attempt at 610. And he's cleared it. He did touch it, but he cleared it at 610, and that should be the gold medal. I don't know if Corrales can get up to 610, but he looked okay in his first attempt, but this might be it. He did touch it. Yeah. And so Povia here from Cuba will try to see if she can upgrade her silver medal, but I don't think she has a 14.9 in her tonight. Not on the final jump. 1, 2. Nah, not good enough there. But silver medal for the Cuban, and the gold medal is, was won really early in the competition. Let me just get this triple. So Cuba go 1-2 in the women's triple jump. 14.93, massive world lead there for Perez Hernandez. Did that on her first attempt of the night. And Povia also 14.57, and the Spanish athlete Campore 14.29. Thea Lafon 14.18 in her first competition, the Olympic champion, and I think the defending champion here came here. But it's good to see that she showed up. I always like when the big stars show up, and she didn't have to show up. It's a major championship here, and Yeah. So that's the results for the women's pole vault. Not pole vault, for the women's triple jump. The pole vault is still in play, but Mondo right now just cleared 610. He's cleared on his second attempt. And I think Corrales didn't clear as well. I haven't seen that jump. So I think it's pretty much over here. And then we get into this final of the 400 meters for women. Yeah, they're now showing this because they had switched to the pole vault. Let's see. How close was he? This one, he didn't get up as high, Corrales. And the truth is, national record for him at 605 is PB there. That is a tough to go to 610. Heights he's never cleared before. Is hard to do. It requires a level of fitness. He has another attempt. But I don't think tonight is the night. But he should be happy with that silver medal. Commando doesn't give it away that much. So 4 more track events to close out the day. 2 400-meter finals, 60-meter hurdle final, and the women's 60-meter final. I will be back in a second. All right. We're looking here at the 400-meter final. So there's Effion, Rosie Effion, Swati Ersitik, Veal, Holmes, Jaeger, Annin. I think the medals are coming from Holmes, Jaeger, and Annin. But let's see what happens. I don't know what happened here, but they asked them to get up. I guess V looks like she was on the wrong or on the wrong line, and I can understand the confusion. These indoor tracks can change a little bit. All right, they're back in the blocks here. All right, that's a good start there. I think Alexis Holmes is making a move there. I don't think there's much of a. I think Amber, Annin, Holmes, and Jager are all in the mix here, but Holmes is stepping a little bit now, I think. But Annin looks like she may cut over first. Let's see. Is it Holmes or Annin? Looks like Annin at the bell. Ooh! Annin had to go all the way over to lane 3 there, or so like a 23 on the first lap. So Alexis Holmes is in the lead right now. Amber Annin in second, and also Jaeger. So they're moving. It's going to be a sprint here. Definitely going to be a sprint. And I think Annin has enough here. Annin is going to overtake her and the Great Britain athlete. Ooh, 50, 60. Annin, people falling on the track left, right, and center after there. Somebody need to go check up on Svati Ursistek there. Looked like she landed on her head. But that's Amber Annin at 50, 60, ahead of Holmes and Jaeger. So where I expected the medals to go, I wasn't quite sure about the color between Annin and Holmes, but very, very close there. 50, 60 and 50, 63 and 50, 93. So 3 women going sub 51. That's pretty good. Amber Annin had a little bit of a stumble there or a pushover into the wider lanes coming around the first lap, but she recovered, had enough. That's really good, excellent running there. That was a really good race there. Let me see. I don't know if you guys predicted that, but that's where I had the medals going. I wasn't quite sure if it was going to be Annin or Holmes. I think yesterday I was thinking Annin, then I went back to Holmes today, but pretty close. Holmes on screen here. I think she's trying to regain her composure. Looking a bit disappointed there because she had the race. Jaeger getting a little bit of help there to take our spikes off. Let's see. Yeah, there's a little bit of a push there between Holmes and Annin. Annin had to go wide, but that's nothing out of the ordinary there. That's normal for this kind of stuff. And Annin had to work hard over there in lane 2 in order to win this. Technically running more than 400 meters there. But Annin, very, very talented. Mondo Duplantis attempting at 6:15 right now. And he does it. And it's over. 6:15 for Mondo Duplantis. So Mondo virtually made sure that Corrales cannot come up any further. So this is what? 3 in a row for Mondo. I don't think Corrales has any options here. He should still try that 6:10 and see if he can get close to it, Corrales, but this is it. Lots of space there for Mondo. So the question is, will he attempt the world record again? Which is he's probably going to do it. He's probably going to attempt it. So Corrales now will attempt his final attempt at what is he doing? Is he going at 6:15? I feel like he should just try it at 6:10. He shouldn't have passed on the 6:10. Because at least if he went to 6:10 and cleared it, it would be a big PB for him. To go to 6:15 is just that's just a bit too much for me. And Corrales is attempting something ridiculous. Ooh! He crashed into it, but I definitely think this guy Corrales, in a year or two, if he continues like this, not only will he be clearing 6 meters 10, he could be going up to 6:15 and so on. I like him. I mean, we know about him from the last few years, but pole vault needs this. They need a competition where you start getting guys consistently jumping 6 meters and above. If Mondo set the bar so high, I don't anticipate athletes getting anywhere close to him. But it's the scorecard can't be looking at a guy jumping 6:15, 6:20, and then the medals are in the 5 meters. It's just not a good looking scorecard in my estimation. And the pole vaulters need to rise to the occasion. But you know, it's not easy. But Mondo, their third gold medal in a row for World Indoors, 6:15 on first time clearance. So the real question here is whether or not he'll try another world record attempt, which he just did a couple of weeks ago. I suspect he will. There's always more cash when you break the world record in a major competition. So, yeah. Yeah. So next on track in another minute or so will be the men's 400-meter final. USA has three athletes here: Bailey, Foster, and Patterson. And they're now switching to Erm here in the high jump. He's trying to go about 198, and he does in the heptathlon. So I'm not 100% sure where these medals are going to go in the 400-meter final, but I think Bailey should win it comfortably. You never know. Can Morales Williams sneak in for something? Can Foss get on the podium? It could be an American sweep, but the Hungarian athlete, Molnar, also is an interesting kind of athlete. I think he could get on the podium for sure, Molnar. And then you got the Brazilian Lima. I mean, I don't know if he'll do anything, but it's an interesting guy. It's like lane one is a struggle fest to do anything here in an indoor. And in any 400, nonetheless a indoor. All right, so they're in the blocks right now, trying to settle for this final of the 400 meters. Clean start here. Bailey, Foss looks like he's making up a stagger on Bailey, but Bailey generally is a bit conservative, I think. Munlar is running good. Patterson also is making a move around here, but it looks like Foss is going to be first at 200 meters, just around 21 there. The three Americans are now in pole position. Bailey's making a step there, overtaking Foss, and Patterson in third. So Bailey's making a step now. He's opening up on these guys. I don't know if they'll have anything to come back here. No, Christopher Bailey, inconsistent with the world lead. America goes 1, 2, 3, 45.09. And my interesting prediction here went well. So 45.08 official. Bailey, Foss, Patterson, and Molnar there. Morales Williams for fifth, and Lima sixth. Those are the medalists for the men's 400 meters. So it's 45.08 to 45.47 and 45.54 and 45.77 for Molnar. So that was good running. I mean, I think Bailey ran within himself. He knew he was better than the field. He already had what, a 44.70 this season. The only guy in the field that went sub 45. It's not, I don't think he would have been worried there. I like what I saw from Foss there. I think he was trying to push it, and he did it. And he ended up on the podium as well in second position. So a USA sweep, clean sweep for the United States. Not particularly surprised with the kind of quality quarter milers they produce over the years. And maybe, I was thinking Molnar too would be in the mix. He was in the mix, but last week was the European Championships or so. He went wide there trying to close, but literally didn't close at all. Yeah. So sweep for the United States. Next up on the track will be the 60-meter hurdle final. Then we have the 60-meter final for women, and that will close out the evening. In the meantime, I want to get a quick check on where we are on the heptathlon right now. Baldwin has just cleared 207. And Stockheim cleared 204. So some interesting things here in terms of a combined points. Stockheim still in the lead, 3,564 to 3,497 for Erm. And Steinfurt from Germany in third with 3,472. Baldwin in fourth, 3,446. So we're getting into some interesting positions here in the heptathlon for sure. I mean, Stockheim is having a bumper year already with the European record this year. I still think he'll medal. I think Erm will medal, and my money's still on Steinfurt to get in the medal as well. So we'll see. So I suspect Mondo is going to go for 620 is and change. Is he going to go for the world record again? I'm not quite sure. They're doing the whole flag thing here, which might suspect, which I suspect that means he's done for the night. So your medalist for men's pole vault, Armand Duplantis, third time in a row, or third title. Karailis from Greece and Kendricks from the United States. All right, so in 2 minutes' time, we'll get the final for the 60-meter hurdles. And we're looking at Obasui, Simonelli, Liu, Prince, Bolisi, and Holloway, Quinn, and Campbell. Can anybody stop Grant Holloway? Probably not. I want to see what we get from Bolisian as well. I think he can round into some good shape here, but Simonelli too, you never know. He could find his way on the podium. Can Campbell find something special again? You know, way out there in lane 8, no one's bothering him. That's also an interesting place to be. What's going on, Clip? How you doing? Good to have you on the channel. Yeah, so the final of the pole vault 615 is clear. I don't think they did the all of them took the picture, so I don't think Mondo is continuing. He's probably gonna save another world record for outdoors. All right, so the guys are on track now for the 60-meter hurdle final. Prince in the mix too for Jamaica. Not quite sure he's in the medal running. I think he ended up winning that heat largely because Szymanski got injured at the end. But you know, he's in the middle of the track, so not a bad place to be. You mean, well, the men's are coming. You mean the 60-meter women or the hurdles for tomorrow? You're waiting for the hurdles tomorrow for women? All right, so Balassian on screen, Prince just before him, and then the all-time great, probably the best ever, not probably, Grant Holloway. Hasn't been beaten since 2014 in indoors. That is a statement. That's a dominance there. And also Quinn from China as well, and Campbell from Jamaica. Barring a catastrophe, it's Grant Holloway and the rest. Already at 736 this season. Every time Holloway steps on the track, he's thinking world record as well, particularly in this event. Set position. Clean start. And Grant Holloway has the best start as usual, and he's running away with this. Absolutely destroying the field. Quinn is in the mix and Bolissian. So 743, third title in a row for Grant Holloway. The only man to win it 3 times in a row. Alan Johnson, I believe, had 3 titles as well. But a lovely run there from Grant Holloway, showcasing his dominance over the 60-meter hurdles, ahead of Balissian from France, who struggled in the opening round to get his hurdling going, but a good run from him, and also Liu from China there picking up a bronze medal. And so the Chinese are doing really well here at these championships, getting on podiums. Lots of athletes also in contention and in the competition in general. So that's good to see from the local organizers. Obasui there for fourth place, and Simonelli, Prince, Quinn, and Campbell. But still waiting for the update on the separation there. But I gotta see it again though. Holloway cleared the favorite, won quite easily. I want to see again the difference between Balissian and Liu. They're really close to each other there. And good on Grant Holloway for showing up at an event like this. I mean, he had the defending champion, so he didn't have to go through anything serious to get here. Fantastic there, fantastic running from Grant Holloway. So Simonelli at 760 right now. Also 760 for Abasui. I think these things are down to thousands of a second here, so the photo finish thing takes a little bit longer to populate. So Simonelli is it's like 0.592 to 0.593. So really, really tight there, 1,000 of a second. Prince goes 763 and 771 for Campbell. I got to see the race once more. I didn't really get to see what happened in the minor positions, but so it's Holloway, Balassian, and Liu. Really good running. Here's it. Oh, looks like Campbell was hitting a lot there for the Jamaican. But some level of separation there from Grant Holloway and the rest of the field. And when you can have this level of separation in a 60-meter, it just showcase your dominance. And the rest was definitely a photo finish because it was hard to separate Balassian from Liu, to be honest with you. I think Holloway was probably trying to go for a record, but didn't have that in the legs tonight. But really, really good running from him. So the only thing left for tonight, let's get clip has I thought I saw a comment come through right there. This championships is just different. Everything is slow, and the camera angles throw me off. Can't tell who wins. Yeah, it is. It's not so easy, but it's difficult to see either, right? Like when you think about, I mean, Holloway was easy to see, but it's hard to separate with a naked eye 754 versus 755, and certainly we can't separate Simonelli and Obasu. It's just literally impossible to do. Our eyes only can process that amount of frames. So yeah. So yeah, final event coming up on the track, and that's gonna be women's 60-meter final. And you know, Van der Verken look good, but I think Dasso will win this. My take is maybe Dasso, Van der Verken, and probably Kambunji for a medal. That's where I'm going here. I mean, who knows? Kambunji could sneak in for the silver, but I'm going to go with Dasso for Zainab Dasso for the gold medal. And between Van der Verken and Kambunji. And I think Clippo's also saying, I think I missed that one. Holloway is just impossible to beat in the 60-meter hurdles. Yeah, spot on. It's hard, no one can beat him. I mean, he hasn't lost since 2014. That's a massive streak there. That is a streak of, it's ridiculous. What can we say? It takes a high level of ability to keep a record that long. And I know it's indoors, but they run it often enough. So yeah. And he does, and you haven't come close, so can't complain. And so that streak is impressive beyond measure, right? It's what? It's 2014 this year or something like that. Since 2014 says what? Over 10. It's just, yeah. Ooh, we're in 2015. It's 11 years he's going into. And I was about to say it's as impressive as Edwin Moses' run, but it's more impressive in the sense that Moses, I think what? Moses was short of 10 years, right? It was like 9 years and change. Edwin Moses. Outdoors 400 hurdles. But either way, it's next level stuff. Next level stuff. All right, so get your predictions in for the final of the women's 60 meters. I'm going with Dasso, then Sabo, then Kambunji, and then Van der Verken. That's where I'm going. Clip said, "Who would ever think that there would ever be a hurdler as dominant over Edward Moses?" Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, because I think Moses went shy of 10 years, so it's 9 years, I think. I'll have to Google it in a second, but yeah. In fact, let me do that since we have a little time. Edwin. So let's see. So he won 122 consecutive 400-meter hurdles, including. So that's what, 9 years and 9 months. Yeah. So from August 77 to June 1987, when Danny Harris beat him. So, yeah, spectacular. Absolutely spectacular. So the women's 60-meter final on track. So tell me who you think is winning. You have a couple seconds here to give that. Hobbs on screen, Zoe Hobbs, Rani Rossos, Dasso Van der Verken, Saboda, Kambunji, Hunt, and Liang. I'm going with Dasso, Kambunji, and Van der Verken. Clip says he has Dasso and Munjinga. Yeah. You never can count out Saboda, but she's not having that stellar 60-meter year that she normally delivers. Munjinga looks a little bit nervous, not smiling the way she normally does. And Hunt had to run well today to get into this final, and she did run well. Not quite sure she can get up to these levels, but who knows? And I think it might be a stretch for Liang. But you're at home, you got the home crowd support. Who knows? All right. They're making their way into the blocks. Set position. Really clean start there. Not the greatest start for Dasso, but she's recovering, and I think she's going to take this title. And Munjinga is there. Oh, whoa, is it Kambunji? It is Munjinga Kambunji who repeats. I'm telling. I mean, I should never count out Munjinga, and I always say she finds a way sometimes here. But it's Kambunji who won this. Munjinga Kambunji wins this ahead of Dasso, 7.04 seconds ahead of 7.06. And Van der Verken on the podium. So that's the podium I predicted, but not necessarily the order. I was confident that Dasso would have pulled this off. Saboda in fourth, 709, and Hunt 711. Munjinga found a way. Back-to-back champion. Not back-to-back. Sorry, what am I saying? I she won in some years ago. Last year was the Olympic champion who won. Sorry, but twice medalist, twice gold medalist. That was fantastic running there. Fantastic running. Yeah. So it's two-time medalist, two-time gold medalist, Belgrade and here tonight in China for Munjinga Kambunji. Last year, obviously, was Julian Alfred who won in Glasgow. Yeah, so not back to back, but Dasso medalist back to back, but upgrades your bronze medal from last year, I think, to silver, right? Yeah. I d- I have to see this start again because I thought Dasso should have. She didn't get the best of start, and then the next thing you know, Munjinga Kambunji was flying. So it's 704 for Munjinga, 706 for Zainab, and Patricia van der Werk, and 707, 709 for Sabota. I think they're going to show this again. Let's see. I mean, it was a decent start, a good start from Dasso, and then, but for some reason, Munjinga just clawed him in. And he wouldn't say it's the greatest kind of run from Munjinga either. Like she wasn't upright enough, and she was like swimming a little bit. And I think this may sound controversial, but I don't think Eva Sabota is in the best of shape right now. Probably, I think she's not as lean as she normally as she needs to. Yeah. Let's see where we are. I get some comments coming through here from Clip. Munjinga got it. Yeah, we saw that. There's a chance both Kambunji sisters get gold if the Tajik can replicate that form from European indoors. That's a that's a possibility. But the 60-meter hurdles is just such a competitive event that sometimes you're like, hard to predict. But Natasha is really in good shape. I like what I saw from her recently too. So I think she's one of the favorites there as well for a medal, for the gold medal. Yeah, but it will be tough. But I agree with you. Well, that ends the morning, guys, or the evening session rather. My morning. Uh, the heptathlon high jump is still in progress, but that doesn't finish up that until tomorrow. So there will be time for that as well. This has been great. I mean, some good champions today. I thought, the triple jump was a highlight. Perez Hernandez going all the way out to 14 meters 93. That's a world leading mark for her. Fantastic, fantastic. I thought there. Uh, Pove also 14:57. Those are good jumps to make it there. Mondo Duplantis as usual, uh, capping off what maybe going over 6 meters 100 times, I think. But for him, another gold medal, 6 meters 15. But impressively, as much as Mondo, his brilliance and his dominance over the sport, I really like what I've been seeing this year from the Greek athlete Karailas, going for multiple 6 meter jumps this season. For him to get to this point of a national record 605, that is really good. 3,000 meters, I didn't really get much surprise there. I had Freewani Halo winning. She sat back, then she proved that she's the best in the world. They're taking it ahead of Houlihan, which, you know, she's back from her drug suspension. Jessica Hull, as usual. Um, in the last few years, Hull has been really good in the distances and getting a medal there for Australia. In the 3,000 meter men's final, Jakob Ingebrigtsen, halfway through the gold medals, he's expected to win here at these championships. Really good run from him. Controlled enough. I thought Aragawi tried to push it, try to be a little bit more aggressive, but he didn't have enough there. And Ingebrigtsen managed to overtake him and check him as well. And so, Jakob one gold medal down, Araguari and Robinson as well. So those were some good stuff there. 400 meters for women. If I recap that well, I thought that was went to the women that we thought would be on the podium. Lovely running from Amber Annin, and she had to run on the outside after that cutover in the first after the first leg. Alexis Holmes would be disappointed with her run. She was leading, but really close finish, 50-60 to 50-63. And Henrietta Jaeger there having a bumper season as well, all also getting on the podium. So 3 women going sub 51, which is excellent running. We have to remember we're not thinking about the likes of what we saw at the NCAA championships last week, or even what we saw a year ago or so from Femke Bol. So that was good. The men USA sweep as well. Chris Bailey came in here with the fastest time of 44.70. Didn't disappoint. 45.08, comfortably winning. Personal best for Brian Foss there at 45.47, and Patterson ahead of the European champion Monlar in 45.54 to 45.77. So that was some good stuff. And as we just saw, Grant Holloway going 3 in a row, basically not securing, but just highlighting how good he is again, as if we didn't know. But Holloway, 3rd title in a row, joins Alan Johnson, I believe, with 3 titles too, but he's done it much more impressively in terms of doing it three in a row. So shout out to Grant Holloway there. Frenchman Bolissian, and also to Lu from China for getting on the medal podium. The Chinese athletes are, I think, overperforming, or maybe not overperforming, but performing creditably well here at these championships. So I like that. And we just saw Munjinga Kambunji make her way again on top of the world for 60 meters ahead of Dasso, who I thought was going to win, but it didn't happen. And Van der Verken also getting a medal for Luxembourg. So that's a really good day of action and evening session there. We look forward to tomorrow's session, which starts tonight. So day 3 starts tonight. We'll get away with some long jump finals for women. Also heats of the 60-meter hurdles tonight as well, around 10:25 Eastern Standard Time, and you got to work out the calculations depending on where you are. And yeah, I'll be back for that tonight for the evening session, and then the morning session again starts tomorrow. Well, the evening session starts tomorrow morning, and it will complete these championships, and we'll get semifinals for hurdles for women. We'll also see shot put final for men, long jump final for men, and 1500 meter final for both men and women, along with the 800 meter finals, and then the 2 relays. So this is going to end up being a decent championship. Lots of track and field stuff going on around the world. I think some stuff in Texas. I think there might be some stuff if in Jamaica. Outdoor season starting to warm up. So it's, yeah. Let me get a comment from Clip here. Amber Annin had a good run. She got boxed out of lane 1 and managed to come back. Yeah, I was saying that too. It was an impressive win for Annin because she had to run more than necessary, but her fitness levels are great. She comes from a program. There are 400 meter athletes. They're doing great stuff out of Arkansas and all that stuff. So yeah, not surprised. Yeah. So it's been good to be on the live again, and I always appreciate everybody who come in and hang out, and hopefully you're watching and get your comments in. But make sure you come back, and watch alongs are great because I was always going to watch it anyway. So I always feel like if I'm going to watch it, it's a good time to watch it with like-minded people. And yeah, feel free to join in. If you agree, disagree, anything you have to say about the sport is always welcome. You know me, if it's clean and healthy, it gets on the screen. All right, I'll see you guys a little bit later, and have a good day or night or wherever you are. And yeah, back for the morning session, and then for the final evening session on Sunday. Take care. Bye bye.